Mike, love and joy, channeling the Blue Origin flight. I'm sitting here in Birmingham, full of joy, listening to Talk. Margaret, well, I've got good news for you, I'm afraid, because we're going to speak to a man that knows a thing or two about space. Greg Smye-Rumsby. He's our favourite astronomer, and he talks to us an awful lot about space flight and about what's going on up there in the big wide world above the space. Greg, a very good morning to you. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mike.
Funnily enough, we've been talking about double-barrelled names, and you've got one. So is your double-barrelled name from your, forgive me for intruding on your private life, but is your double-barrelled name from your parents, or did you sort of find it from your marriage?
No, from my parents back in 1949.
All right.
A few years before I was born.
So you're proper double-barrelled. You haven't sort of invented it.
Yeah, a proper double-barrelled name.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Well, let me play you a bit of Aisha Bow, who's a NASA engineer, on her experience up in space. For 4 minutes, this was.
I just feel a renewed connection to everything in life and where we are, and I can't wait to go back out there and pour what I've learned into the world.
You have given so much to so many, and I know there are a lot of people watching right now, some young boys and some young girls that are inspired constantly by you. What would you like to say to them?
Dream it, plan it, and go and do it. I never really thought I could go to space, although I really wanted to go. And today just confirmed that dreams are real, and sometimes reality is wrong.
I'm not sure about reality being wrong. I mean, surely reality's a wonderful thing, and that's what she just experienced up in space, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. It's the famous Kármán line, which is 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface. If you go beyond the Kármán line, which they did, they just tippy-toed into it, which means they did enter what we would classify as space, but they are technically still inside the Earth's atmosphere, thin as it is. It's an arbitrary line, but do they qualify as astronauts on a basically a rocket-powered helter-skelter ride? I'm not so sure. And I think that there's a slightly glib aspect of some of the comments they were making, especially in light of the present state of the American government, which is really wrecking the middle class and the working class families. And I just think looking down on the earth like that and having that moment of wow is not necessarily the answer. But anyway. It
is a bit self-indulgent, isn't it? I was going to ask you whether, serious astronomers like yourself would encourage this kind of space tourism. It's not really space tourism. I mean, the flight was meant to be 11 minutes into space. I think they spent 4 minutes in space, and they've all come down with Katy Perry, who apparently sang a song while she was up there about what a wonderful world it was. Basically having had some kind of, incredible experience and saying that, it's changed their life. I mean, it's a bit like going on Concorde, isn't it, really?
Yes, it is. It's a flight of fancy, and if you can afford it, yeah, okay, good luck to you. But don't imagine for 1 minute that you actually are an astronaut. Astronauts train. They have got fantastic jobs up on the International Space Station, and the Chinese on their Tiangong-1 space station as well. It's all happening. I don't mind it happening, but I think there needs to be a reality check to exactly what the space tourists are doing compared to professional astronauts. They're a completely different thing.
Well, they really are, because, I mean, they say that they experience, weight, the zero gravity and all of that. Would they have experienced that? I mean, they said that they floated around for a minute or so.
Yeah, you can experience that if you jump off the last 3 steps of your steps in the house, your staircase. Because as you fall, you instantly reach what we call 0G. So you're falling at the same rate as the Earth's gravity. They had 4 minutes, which is correct. The flight lasts a little over 10 minutes. So it's 5 minutes up, and then you do a little bit of sort of turnaround and then hurtle back towards the Earth's surface. And you hope that everything works to slow you down because you're coming back quite fast.
Yes.
But it is literally an up and a down. It's a very short flight. 4 minutes of weightlessness. I don't know, what would I do in 4 minutes? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they wouldn't let you on. It was a female-only flight, of course. I mean, if they'll do a male-only flight, I mean, I'm not in favour of male-only or female-only anything, really, but they've sort of made their point, I suppose. What about the difference between Bezos's rockets and Elon Musk's rockets? Because Musk is incredibly great at bringing rockets back to Earth and actually capturing them, which is quite a remarkable piece of technology, it seems to me.
It is very, very different. Elon Musk, for all his political problems, is a brilliant engineer and a brilliant businessman when it comes to engineering and technology.
Yeah.
And Starship is making headlong leaps into the future, and it's going to bring us with it. And it means that we can go and not only go to the moon and Mars, but also to mine the asteroids and bring back some new rare earths, new minerals and stuff that we can use for our future technologies. So in a way, it's just brilliant. Jeff Bezos is not in that arena, although his new rocket should help us out, but it's not fully reusable, unlike the Starship, which is fully reusable.
Right. And some astronauts, proper astronauts, I suppose, who have been up in space for long periods of time, have often reported that, you know, things happen to their bodies change, you know, they maybe age differently or something like that. I presume if you're only up there for a couple of minutes, it does not really make any difference.
No, it doesn't make any difference. The people on board the International Space Station, there's an international agreement that the maximum length of time you can stay is 6 months.
Yeah.
There have been a few of the bending of rules for specific reasons. One case in point, of course, was the 8 months spent by the 2 astronauts that were stranded up there. They weren't really stranded. It's just a reshuffling of how you can dock onto the International Space Station. There aren't docking ports just available ready for any flight. They have to be made ready. But anyway.
But they were rescued by Elon Musk again, weren't they? He managed to send somebody up to actually get them, which was pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess nothing like this is going to happen on our shores, is it? I mean, we're not going to see any, you know, celebrity rocket ships leaving from Britain anytime soon.
Oh yes, of course. Up in Scotland, they've got a huge launch site getting ready to be built. I think space tourism will be everywhere. But whether we think it's a complete and utter waste and not so good on the environment, because rockets are not clean things.
I didn't want to mention that. That's obviously a little bugbear for people.
Yeah, if we're going into space for a purpose that will benefit us overall, then maybe we can sort of bend the rules a bit. But just flippantly getting on board a rocket and burning up all that fuel and doing quite a lot of damage to the Earth's atmosphere, microscopic as it is tiny in proportion. But if you had lots and lots and lots of space tourism, it wouldn't be that tiny.
No, quite. Maybe Ed Miliband should try it out. I mean, I'd be in favour of sending him up into space. That would be fine. Absolutely no problem. Greg, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Greg Smye-Rumsby, space expert from astronomy.now.com. And also a man with a proper double-barreled name. It didn't invent it. It was his parents' actual name. Let's get a countdown, though, because Blue Origin is the name of the voyage that they all went on. 5 women, divine femininity. Check it out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! It worked.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
It looks like something out of that, what do you call it, movie? You know, the space movie with the Emperor Ming in it. You know, what was it called? Flash Gordon. It looks like the Flash Gordon rocket, which is quite phallic.